Remember that how you meditate or how you make your mind still does not have to be the same way somebody else does it. It doesn't have to be. You can be fly fishing and meditating at the same time, drawing and meditating at the same time, playing music, an instrument, meditating at the same time. The whole idea is to this stillness, this calmness that you're trying to attain. Accomplish, or get a plan in place in order for you to get to the goal you want to get to. Hopefully you're not letting any obstacle, outside or inside, deter you from where you want to be, or at least not be too discouraging on your path on where you want to go. But I wanted to reach out to you a little bit this evening, talk a little bit about meditation. A little, a couple of tips on maybe how to get it done, I guess, or to accomplish maybe what you're trying to accomplish. I remember when I started meditating a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. I went to books and YouTube and tried to watch a lot of people and see their techniques and how they did it. A lot of self-proclaimed gurus and things like that. I'm sure that's common. That's trying to learn how you want to do a certain thing. In this particular case, it was meditation. In my case, luckily, I had experience in trying to still my mind before. I have a lot of gratitude for that, because if I didn't have that experience and focus, then I could imagine it being a lot more difficult to get a grasp on, to get a hold on, because a lot of things go into it. It's more than just what you see in the movies and TV or YouTube. First thing is, there's no one way to still your mind. You'll hear me say a lot of times in my videos that life is a movie and you are the star. And so what may work for some other person may not work for you. It might work, but it might not work for you. It's kind of important to be able to be creative and figure out a formula that works in particular with you and your brain and your mind. And stilling the mind is and by stilling the mind, I mean making your mind calm. It's a lot more than watching how somebody else does it, because you really can't see somebody's mind. They can tell you how they can do it. They can tell you their best practices. It's like learning how to ride a bike. I can tell you how to do it. You can watch me go up and down the street, and I could tell you how I did it and how I got to that point. But until you actually get on the bike and and figure out what balance is for yourself, then what I'm saying to you just may not click. So that's the first thing I kind of want to say is, don't get too tough on yourself or too hard on yourself if the methods that someone else provides to you as a way to meditate or to still your mind isn't really garnering the type of results that you're trying to seek. You have to kind of imagine everything, like I said, like it's a movie, but to make it a little bit more realistic in a way, is you got to imagine that you were born by yourself. So if you were born on a deserted island, you wouldn't have access to other people's methods, and you would have to figure it out on your own. So once you do that, then you're a little bit more comfortable doing something that you created. It's from you. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second is going to be kind of like a comparison on what I kind of try to say is a good example, or try to compare what meditation is to me, and hopefully everybody could relate to this. It's kind of like scrolling, right? Like if you can imagine being on YouTube or being on Facebook or on Twitter, right? And every single post that you see when you're scrolling, you can say that's one of your thoughts, one of the thoughts that are in your head. Now, as you scroll, you have the option to tap on one of those posts. You know, you have the option to access one of these thoughts, but you also have the option to keep scrolling, you know? And so when I meditate, I kind of compare it to as if I'm scrolling, and I'm not trying to pay attention to what I'm scrolling past, and I'm not trying to focus on any one post, and I definitely don't want to tap on any one post at all. I'm just scrolling, as if I'm not even looking at what's scrolling. I'm actually just looking at the screen, separate from what's on the screen and what's being displayed by the screen. I'm just looking at the screen as I scroll. And so each one of those posts, whether it be funny, whether it be entertaining, whether it be shocking, whether it be sad, I'm just scrolling. Just let your thoughts continue to swipe by. Don't click on any one particular thought. Sometimes you can't stop the thoughts from scrolling and from popping up, but you don't have to tap on any one of them. You don't have to read anything. You don't have to focus on any one color, picture, shape. Just let it keep scrolling. And try to get into the habit of doing that. Notice how sometimes even when you're on the computer, or when you're on your tablet or cell phone or whatever, and you're on the social media platform, sometimes you're thinking about something else and you're just scrolling. And so that kind of brings me into the third topic, is that we have an idea that meditation has to be something to where you have to be like sitting down, you know, crisscross applesauce or whatever, you know, or, you know, you have to know all the mudras, or it's good to know those things. It's good to know breathing techniques. It's good to understand why you put your legs in a particular position when you're meditating, or why you hold your hands in a particular way you're meditating. Those are all good to know. But again, you have to remember that how you meditate or how you make your mind still does not have to be the same way somebody else does it. It doesn't have to be. You can be fly fishing and meditating at the same time, drawing and meditating at the same time, playing music, an instrument, meditating at the same time. The whole idea is to this stillness, this calmness that you're trying to attain, something that's quite the opposite of what you experience when you're in the middle of your everyday life, where things are just happening and you feel like you're a part of it. You want to be able to put yourself in a state of mind to where you're just flowing. You're not thinking. Sometimes you'll be in a car, you know, driving home from work or for somewhere that you've been 100 times and you're going to go 100 times more. And you get in the car, you start driving, you don't even think about it. Before you know it, you're in your driveway. You don't even remember even hitting the highway bars. You're in a state, you're in a flow state. You're in a state of mind to where everything is in unison, and you're just a spectator. You're just observing. You're not part of anything. You're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to fix anything. You're just trying to relax. It's a part of healing. When you're meditating, you're generating theta waves, which are healing you internally. You're like a walking hospital. You have the ability to heal yourself. So those are the three things that I want to talk about. Don't get too hung up on other people's methods and techniques and how they meditate. Sometimes you're going to have to figure out what works for you. 2, try to compare it to like when you're scrolling on a social media platform. Don't tap on any of the posts. Don't pay attention to any of the media that you see. Just pay attention to the glass as you scroll and you observe. And then number 3, none of which is more importantly, don't get too hung up on thinking that you have to be sitting in a particular position or you have to be in a particular place. The idea is to be able to meditate and still your mind and calm your mind wherever you are, whatever you're doing. To be able to get in that state to where you're just flowing. You're just ice skating. Hopefully that helped. Just wanted to stop by and holler at y'all for a little bit. I holla.